Hello, my name is Adam Gibbons. I'm a Microsoft Certified Trainer and Apprenticeship Assessor at Visual Limited. And today what I'm going to be covering is just a micro teach on Secure Score in 365 and also showing you an example of how you can take actions to improve security. As I'll always say with these videos, if you have any feedback you wish to give or any questions you'd like to ask, feel free to get in touch with me or add me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to chat to and meet new people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the Microsoft 365 Defender portal. And I'm going to go then straight to Secure Score. Now, before we go any further, to access this, you're going to need to be a member of one of the relevant 365 admin roles. So if you want a relevant role to both read the information here and make changes to it, you're going to either need to be a global security, exchange or SharePoint administrator. You can view the information in it with some of the different admin roles like help desk admin, user administrator, service support administrator, global and security reader, for example. But if you have those admin roles, you'll only be able to read it and not make changes to it. So let's explain what Secure Score is in 365. Secure Score is designed to give you a simple overview of how good or how bad your security is in your organization. So you'll see here in the 365 environment I have access to here, my Secure Score is 54.2%, which means it's not really that good. It's not terribly bad either, but it could be a lot better. It is a bit bad. And it says 54.2%. Now, the way that works is it basically scores you out of 100% based on a list of recommended actions that Microsoft set. Now, to view that, if you go into recommended actions, what you'll see here is that you'll see there's a list of recommended actions, and by implementing each of those actions, you get points for it. So there's a series of points, and these are scored differently depending on how Microsoft set it. And you also have a score impact in percentage. So this will affect your percentage, your secure score percentage out of 100%. So for example, I'm failing to follow a really core security practice here, but this is saying require MFA for admin roles. I've deliberately disabled MFA just to show you this. But the idea is if I was to enable that, I will get a score impact or score increase on my overall secure score of 8%. Now, the idea is this is just a list of recommended actions that Microsoft says will improve my security. And the really cool thing about it is you can go into each individual one and view what the recommended actions are. So I've just put I'm not bothered. Obviously you wouldn't really do that, but you'll see here it gives a description that says description requiring multi-factor authentication for all admin roles makes it harder for attackers to access accounts. Admin roles have higher permissions than typical users. If any of these accounts are compromised, critical devices and data is open to attack. Now at the moment, I've marked this as risk accepted, which is something you wouldn't want to do for a multi-factor authentication in 365. But the idea is you can view these different tabs, and you have implementation. So implementation will give you a guide in terms of what you can do, and you'll also have your history as well, which basically shows what I've done over time. Now if I click edit status and action plan, what it will do is it will say update the status and action plan for this recommended action. System generated statuses can't be updated. Notice how completed is ghosted. I can't mark it as completed until I complete the relevant action. I can set it to address, but then I won't get the points, or I can set it to planned. I can say risk accepted and I'm not bothered about the risk. I could choose to do that if I wanted to. Or I could say it's resolved by, say, some third-party service. So I'll put it back to address, save and close, and that's all it is. Now to actually implement it, What I'll need to do is it will take me to Microsoft Azure. So if I was to click that, I could go to Microsoft Azure and go through the relevant tasks to enable MFA. You'll see though there's lots of other recommendations as well. So for example, there's ones around, say, turning on safe attachments in block mode. And you'll see here, for example, it says safe attachments in block mode prevents messages with detected malware attachments from being delivered. These messages are quarantined and only admins can review, release and delete them. But as I've said, the point of this is it's to give you a list of recommended actions that you can do to improve your security. And at 54%, I've got a lot of improvement actions that I can do. And generally, my security isn't really that great. What you'll also see as well is at the top, you'll see a history. Depending on different changes that your IT staff or IT administrators make with things like user accounts and other things within 365 and general changes made by Microsoft as well, your score will change over time. It may go down with certain actions or it may go up with certain actions. And through the history, what you can do is you can see a list of actions and how they've implemented the score. So, for example, the recommended actions, and you'll see here as well how it's affected your point score. So all this really does is it gives a list of the recent changes related to secure score and tells you, has your security got worse or has your security got better? And then you also have metrics and trends. And what this does is it basically just gives you a bit more of a detailed overview of that. So you have things like your risk acceptance trend. And that's where basically IT staff have just marked it as risk accepted. You've got it where things have been regressed. You've also got where points have achieved and regressed. You can view the history of that. And another really cool thing as well is you'll get this thing called a comparison trend. And the idea is it basically tries to show you that you've got your score and then it compares it to organizations like yours. And what this is telling me is it's saying that my secure score is better than organizations similar to mine, but it's still not very good. And I would say 54% isn't good. So it's just an overview of Secure Score, but it's a very useful tool in 365 in terms of viewing all of the different actions and in terms of viewing what you can do. So that's everything I just wanted to cover. Very brief topic. If you'd like any assistance with improving the security of your IT infrastructure, then please get in touch with Ritual. Thank you for watching.